Hello, Bill Bryant here at the Madison County Emergency Operations Center. As a Madison County resident, I want to encourage my friends and neighbors to be prepared for any emergency, but especially for a chemical emergency. You know, chemicals are necessary and an important part of the world we live in. Here in Madison County, thousands of gallons and pounds of chemicals are produced, used, and transported every day. The chemical industry is one of the safest and most regulated industries. And in Madison County, we're fortunate to have a strong track record with chemicals, thanks to a lot of dedication and hard work by our businesses, regulators, and government officials. But sometimes accidents happen. While an accident involving chemicals can happen at a factory, on a railroad, or on the interstate, Madison County has another unique risk. The Bluegrass Army Depot safely stores and protects one of the last remaining chemical weapons stockpiles in the United States. The Chemical Stockpile Emergency Preparedness Program, CSEP, was authorized by the U.S. Congress in 1985 to provide emergency preparedness and maximum protection to communities near chemical weapon stockpiles in the unlikely event of an accident or incident involving the stockpile. From the original 9 sites, only 2 remain: Pueblo, Colorado, and Madison County. For decades, about 2% of the United States supply of chemical agents has been safely stored in special bunkers called igloos at the Bluegrass Army Depot. The safe destruction of the chemicals is estimated to be complete around the year 2023. Because of the funding provided through the CSEP program, Madison County has additional tools and resources to respond to a chemical accident. This preparedness translates to other emergencies as well. Whatever the source of a chemical emergency, it is important to know what actions you should take to protect yourself and your family, and it is important to invest in case of emergency. Because that preparation is so important to your safety, the folks with the Madison County Emergency Management Agency and CSEP program have asked me to spend a few minutes with you and talk to you about how to protect yourself and your family in the event of a chemical accident requiring you to shelter in place. If a chemical accident does occur, you will be notified in a number of different ways. The Madison County outdoor warning sirens will sound. The advisor alert radios provided to Madison County homes, businesses, and schools will sound. The emergency alert system will broadcast across radio and television stations. You may also see notifications via cell phone or social media. As soon as you're notified of a chemical emergency, the first thing you're going to need is information. You and your family should immediately go inside, bringing people and pets with you. Turn on a local radio station or tune in to local TV. Your Advisor Alert radio already has 2 local stations pre-programmed into it. From there, you're going to receive a lot of valuable information. They'll tell you what the hazard is, they'll tell you what areas are affected, and what actions to take to protect yourself. Madison County is divided into 13 emergency response zones. Emergency information or instructions will be provided by which zones are affected by the emergency. Specific instructions may be given for specific zones. This is why it is so important to know your zone. Officials may tell you to shelter in place. Shelter in place offers you and your family immediate protection for a short time inside your home or a nearby structure. Shelter in place means just that. Instead of evacuating, you stay inside your home or place of business and seal it tightly to keep the chemical out. In most situations where there is a chemical release, shelter in place is the preferred method of protecting people. As a matter of fact, if you choose to evacuate after you have been told to shelter in place, you may risk exposure to the chemical. Now, if you are instructed to shelter in place, the very first thing you need to do is move indoors. Close and lock your windows and doors. Shut off any fans that may draw air into the house or structure, including your air conditioner or furnace. Turn off window fans, kitchen fans, bathroom fans, and don't forget to close the flue of your chimney. Once you've done these things, move into the room with the fewest windows, but don't go down to the basement. Many chemicals are heavier than air and may sink to the lowest level of the house or building. When you're in the shelter room, close the door. Take the plastic sheeting provided in your shelter-in-place kit, or you may have purchased it at a local home goods or hardware store, and cover the doors, windows, vents, and outlets. Seal them with the duct tape. You will save valuable time and energy if you pre-measure and pre-cut your plastic sheetings to fit over doors, windows, vents, and outlets ahead of time. Label each piece of sheeting as to where it should go. Remain in your shelter and listen to local news stations for further instructions. If the accident involves the chemical stockpile, you will not be asked to shelter in place for more than a few hours. At some point, you will be told to exit shelter in place. At this time, you need to open doors and windows, turn on fans, and allow your structure to air out. Officials will let you know what actions to take next. Be sure to follow instructions and stay tuned to local media for more information until an all clear is given. Remember the steps if you're told to shelter in place. Quickly move inside, taking people and pets with you. Close and lock doors and windows. Turn off ventilation systems and fans. Go to the room with the fewest windows, but not to the basement. Seal doors, windows, vents, and outlets with plastic sheeting and duct tape. Stay tuned to local news stations for further information. Thankfully, most of us will never be affected by a chemical emergency. But if we are, the information you've learned today could help save your life. If you'd like more information about what to do in a chemical emergency, please contact Madison County Emergency Management and CSEP. Call 859-624-4787 or visit them online at madisoncountyky.us/EMA. They'll be glad to talk with you. Thank you, take care, and stay safe.